I stuffed a few clothes into my bag, my hands shaking. My whole life have changed in a matter of days, and now I was about to leave everything behind to follow Johnson, the same guy who had ruined me. Was this the right choice? A part of me wanted to run, to disappear, to somehow fix this mess, but where will I go? Christian's boys were watching, and I had no doubt he was planning something terrible. Johnson was my only option, and that scares me even more. Just as I zipped my bag, my phone vibrated. I froze. Christian's number was blocked, but a strange number was calling. My heart pounded. Slowly, I picked up. Hello? A deep, familiar voice came through. You think blocking me will save you? I gasped and almost dropped the phone. How did you know? He laughed darkly. I told you, precious. You can't hide from me. Christian, please. I don't know. Shut up! He snapped, his voice filled with rage. You played me, and now you want to run to Johnson. Do you even know the kind of monster you are dealing with? Tears burned my eyes. I never meant to hurt you, I swear. You swear, he mocked. You disgust me, but don't worry, I will see you soon. The call ended. I stood frozen, my whole body numbed. He knows, he's coming for me. A knock on my door nearly made me jump out of my skin. I rushed to open it expecting Johnson, but instead it was my neighbor Amaka. Precious, are you okay? She asked, concern written all over her face. I heard you shouting. I forced a weak smile. I'm fine, just a lot on my mind. She narrowed her eyes. Are you sure? You look pale. I nodded quickly. I'm just tired. She sighed. Okay, but be careful. Some strange guys have been hanging around the street lately. They don't look friendly. My heart skipped a beat. Christian's boys. I forced another smile. Thanks for letting me know, Amaka. She gave me one last suspicious look before walking away. I shut my door and leaned against it, my breathing heavy. I needed to leave now. I grabbed my bag and checked my phone. No messages from Johnson. Where was he? Just as I was about to text him, another message came in, but it wasn't from Johnson. It was a video from Christian. With shaky hands, I opened it. The moment I saw what was on the screen, my blood ran cold. It was Johnson tied on a chair, beating, blood dripping from his face, and Christian's voice in the background. You thought you were smart, Johnson. Now let's see who wins the game. My whole world shattered. I stared at my phone, my breath caught in my throat. Johnson, tied up, beaten, helpless. This wasn't the confident, dangerous guy I know. He looked weak and broken. Christian's voice echoed in the background of the video. You thought you were smart, Johnson. Now let's see who wins this game. My hands trembled as I replayed the video, hoping I had imagined it, but no, it was real. Johnson was in trouble, and Christian wanted me to see it. My stomach twisted. What do I do? A message peeped up. It was from the same number. Your turn is coming, precious. I nearly dropped my phone. My body felt cold. He wasn't done. This wasn't over. A loud bang on my door jolted me back to reality. I jumped, my heart racing. Was it Christian? Had he come for me already? Slowly, I tiptoed to the door, peered through the peephole. A wave of relief and confusion hit me. It was Johnson's guy, Sam. He was one of the boys always hanging around Johnson, quiet but deadly. I hesitated before opening the door. The moment I did, Sam pushed his way inside and shut it behind him. His face was tensed. "Pack your bags," he ordered. "I already did," I whispered. "Where is Johnson?" Sam's jaw tightened. "Christians got him first." "I know." He sent me a video. My voice cracked. "What do we do?" Sam exhaled sharply. "We don't have much time. Christian wants to use Johnson to draw you." My heart pounded. "Why?" "This is between them." Sam gave me a hard look. "You still don't get it, do you? You are not just some girl caught in the middle anymore. Precious, you are the prize." "What do you mean?" "Christian wants to break Johnson completely, and the best way to do that." "Take the one thing," Johnson claimed to protest. I swallowed hard. "Me?" Sam nodded. "We need to move now." "But where? If Christian could get to Johnson, he can get to us." Sam pulled out a small pistol from his waistband. "Let him try." Fear gripped me. I have never seen a gun close before, and now I was running with people who carried them like they were wallets. I grabbed my bag and followed Sam out. My street looked normal, cars passing, kids playing, but I know danger was watching from the shadows. We walked fast, avoiding attention until we reached a black car parked at the end of the road. Sam opened the door. I slid in. As soon as he got in and started the engine, my phone vibrated again. Another message from Christian. "Run all you want, Precious. You will still end up in my hands." I stared at the phone, my pulse racing. No matter where we went, I know one thing for sure. Christian wasn't going to stop, and I wasn't sure if Johnson was even alive anymore. As Sam drove, my hands tightened around my phone. Christian's message burned into my mind. "Run all you want, Precious. You will still end up in my hands." I swallowed hard and glanced at Sam. His grip on the steering wheel was tight. His jaw clenched. He looked calm, but I knew better. He was just as tense as I was. "Where are we going?" I asked, my voice barely above a whisper. "A safe house," he said, not taking his eyes off the road. "Safe house?" I repeated. "Is Johnson going to be there?" Sam didn't answer right away. He exhaled, then shook his head. "Not yet." Fear gripped my chest. "So he's still with Christian?" Sam's silence was enough of an answer. I looked out the window, my mind spinning. I had gotten myself into something far bigger than I ever imagined. Christian was after me. Johnson was captured, and now I was in a car with a guy carrying a gun, running for my life. This wasn't just some relationship drama anymore. This was survival. Sam suddenly took a sharp turn off the main road into a narrow bumped path leading what looked like an abandoned warehouse. "Why are we stopping here?" I asked, gripping my bag. "We need to switch cars," he said, parking the vehicle behind the building. "Christian might have people watching the road. This car is too obvious." He got out, motioning for me to follow. I hesitated, but knew I had no choice. My heart pounded as I stepped out. The place was eerily quiet. No sign of life, just rusted metal and broken windows. As we walked towards another black car, hidden behind the warehouse, Sam suddenly stopped. His head snapped to the side, eyes scanning the shadows. I felt it too. We weren't alone. "Get in the car," Sam muttered. I turned to open the door, but before I could, a voice echoed through the air. "Going somewhere, Precious?" I froze. My blood turned to ice. Christian. Slowly I turned around. He was standing a few feet away, flanked by two of his boys. His face was calm. His eyes were full of something dark. Sam immediately pulled out his gun, aiming at them. "Back off, Christian." Christian smacked. "Relax, Sam. No need for that." He took a step closer, his eyes locked on me. I just want to talk. I shook my head, my legs trembling. No, you don't. Christian chuckled. You are learning. Sam didn't move his gun. Step back or I swear I will. Before he could finish, Christian nodded at one of his boys. In a flash, a gunshot rang out. Sam groaned and staggered back, blood seeping from his shoulder. His gun dropped to the ground. I screamed. Christian smiled. Now let's try this again. He took another step forward towards me. Come with me, precious. Or do I have to make things messy? Tears filled my eyes as I looked at Sam, who was on his knees, gripping his wound. I had no choice. Christian had won. My whole body trembled as Christian stepped closer. His smirk sent a chill down my spine. Be smart, precious, he said, his voice calm but threatening. I don't want to hurt you. I swallowed hard. My eyes darted to Sam, who was still on his knees, blood dripping from his shoulders. His breathing was heavy, his face twisted in pain. Christian's boy stood behind him, guns ready. I had no choice. Slowly I nodded. Okay, I will come with you. Christian's smile widened. Good girl. Let's go, he said. As I turned to follow him, Sam suddenly grabbed my ankle. His grip was weak, but his eyes were desperate. Don't trust him, he choked out. Christian kicked him hard in his chest, sending him sprawling on the ground. Stay down, Sam, Christian warned, or next time I won't be so kind. Sam groaned, struggling to breathe. I wanted to help him, but what could I do? Tears burned my eyes as Christian led me towards his car. The door opened and I hesitated for a moment. Once I got in, I knew there was no turning back. Get in, precious, Christian said, his patience running thin. I had no choice. I stepped inside. The door slammed shut and the car sped off into the night. I sat stiffly, my hands grabbing my bag as Christian watched me from the other side. You look scared, he said after a while, amusement in his voice. I didn't answer. I just kept my eyes on the road ahead. Christian sighed. I don't know why you are acting like a victim. You did this to yourself. My head snapped towards him. I did this to myself, I hissed. You set me up, Christian. You used me to get back to Johnson. He chuckled. And yet, you still went to him. My heart pounded. I didn't know. Exactly, he cut me off. You didn't know anything. You were just playing games, thinking you were in control. His eyes darkened, but you weren't. I bite my lips, holding back tears. Christian leaned closer. Tell me, precious, do you regret it? I turned away, staring out the window. I just want this to be over. He laughed softly. Oh, it's far from over. His words sent a wave of fear through me. Where was he taking me? What was he planning to do? I needed to find a way out. But in a car with Christian and his armed boys, escape was impossible for now.